What the fuck? Morning, folks. Just got out of the shower and went and checked the poll results, and I'm a little whomped by it. So let me go back in time a couple of weeks and we'll just explain what's happened here. I put up a poll. It was a 1v1 between ReZero and Jujutsu Kaisen. Shows which I had an honest feeling were somewhat in the same realm of having a lot of people who wanted to see them and a lot of people who didn't want to see them, and I thought it would be a good fight, and one that would fit relatively well on Fighto Friday. I also am aware of a show called Freyren, and I think it probably would fit on my Wednesday slot, so I wanted to put these here and not put Freyren in the poll, because I figure it'll probably follow up Made in Abyss at some point. That's my guess. Alright, strategy. Letting you in on behind the scenes of the not terribly complicated ideas that I have, okay? So I didn't think there would be any need to do the more complicated polling system that I've developed with the hell yeses and hell nas and the rank choice and all that jazz, because we just had a 1v1. So I threw it up as a Patreon poll and put it out there into the world, and pretty rapidly realized that was a problem, for the same reason that it's always been a problem to use the Patreon polling system, which is you can see the results. And if you can see the results and you can change your vote, then you can just change your vote at any point. And what this has caused before, this was a long time ago, and we had a much smaller audience voting, like a tenth of the size of the audience voting. But what people would do is they would just change their votes to make sure that the two shows stayed even. That way, well, one, it's kind of fun to fuck with me, and two, kind of fun to fuck with everybody else, and three, there's a chance that, maybe he'll be forced to watch both shows, and we all super duper win or whatever. So I'm an idiot for putting the poll up on Patreon in the first place. So I realized this, and it took me too long to figure out what to do, which was, of course, just to put it up on a Google Forms poll. So I put up a Google Forms poll last week, and it's been going for a week. This was after the first poll had gotten about 1,000 votes and was sitting dead even. Google Forms poll, you can't see the results and you can't change your vote. So, you're stuck. There's no real manipulation that can happen here. And yet... what the fuck? So, the deal is, I've done my job too well. I had a suspicion that these two shows would be pretty evenly matched, and that would make for some good conflict. I did not suspect that they would be precisely evenly matched, and that would lead to an almost stall. But it's not an almost stall, because 3 lucky fuckers make up the difference. I divided this. There are 1,235 responses right now, and the difference between the two votes is 3, and that's 0.0024. So that's 2.4% of a difference in the vote, which is almost nothing. Almost nothing. In my mind, this is dead fucking even. However, by 2.4%, with a total of 619 votes, Jujutsu Kaisen technically wins this poll, and is going to be the show that I begin watching on Fridays. Not today. Maybe this weekend I will try. But that feels really fucking unfair. In part because these polls aren't a competition. This isn't like we're deciding who's going to be our president. This is a way of determining, for me mostly, who in the people who are watching me want to see what kinds of shows, and what shows in particular. And the polls are an affirmative way of figuring that out. That's why on the hell nah to hell yeah polls, I removed that hell nah slot, because I want that positive affirmation towards shows to have more weight than negativity. My point being that there are just as many of you who want to see me watch ReZero as there are who want to see me watch Jujutsu Kaisen. So, it feels pretty unfair to just throw ReZero out with the bathwater and, Well, it feels unfair to pretty much do anything, and so this is where I'm kind of pickly stuck. I'm not, I don't think, capable on Fridays in particular of doubling down and having two shows. Partly because Thursday I'm already doing that, and even with it being Macross and Gundam, and these being shows that engender pretty interesting discussion, but not like hour-long discussion plus, that's still tough. And some of you know that I still haven't gotten yesterday's Macross and Gundam out. I've got them sitting and ready, and I have to upload them because it was bedtime by the time that I got them done. So I'm not going to double them up. I can't add a slot. I don't think I can. I crave and cherish my weekends at this point a little bit too much. So what do? I could shoe ReZero in as the next show on the slot after Jujutsu Kaisen ends. It's possible. I could put ReZero into a different slot, although I don't know if it fits anywhere. It might fit Wednesday, but again, I feel like there might be a thing there. But to force ReZero to pull again after it almost wins feels wrong. And also to throw it away feels wrong. And what I would like to watch both. I think that would be the like generous solution. The one that would be like, yay, Teeaboo's so fucking cool. He's gonna watch both shows. That's so sick. It would make me feel good because I get to watch all this stuff and do lots of things. But it's a lot to bite off, and it's going to, I know for a fact that if I put that on my plate, it's gonna slip more than it would otherwise. And moving toward consistency is something that's really important to me, especially with the last couple of weeks being so wild. So I don't know what to do. The short answer about the shortest poll is that by the barest fraction of a hair, Jujutsu Kaisen has technically won and is the show that we're going to be watching on Fridays. However, this more complicated than that because, like, half the population wants to watch the other show. So I don't know. I do get the impressions, I'll just give you my ideas here. I get the impression that Jujutsu Kaisen will be a better fit for Friday and more popular in general, like have more mainstream appeal, especially given the time frame at which ReZero was released. But all of that just honestly tells me that ReZero has the fan base and the desire and the belief that when I would watch it, it would be valuable. You know what I mean? And so I want to watch it. When? When? After Jujutsu? Y'all okay with that? Let me know what you think. If you've got any crazy ideas that might work, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you soon for episode 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. I have no idea what Jujutsu Kaisen is about. Nothing. 0. So that should be good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for voting. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for, I guess, for nobody, technically I believe now that nobody manipulated the original poll, which is crazy. You can't manipulate this, and it still ended up dead fucking even. Like, we're going into the laser sight across the finish line, and looking at the cameras, it's by a frame, man. This is the first time that anything quite like this has happened. I don't know what to learn from it. It's pretty cool, though. It's pretty cool. Thanks. I'll see ya. Peace.